Got me feeling right.
Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. This is gonna be really fun. It's gonna be fun because I have two types of Aventus on. I have the smoky one, the smoky dominant one on my neck, and then I have the straight pineapple deliciousness of it. I really do love the straight pineapple a little bit more than the smokiness. I love smoky, but it's just more richer. It's just I enjoy it more. And then in the other corner we have Mancera Cedrat Boise. I said it wrong, but let's add that one into the fight. And then let's get on. It's so difficult. I'm smelling three different things at the same time, so it's gonna get confusing. Let's get to it. So, the upper hand on the Aventus. I want to do something similar. I want to find a fragrance that has that similarity to Aventus, but it's not a clone of Aventus. Here's another solution to that problem. If you want that Aventus type of take on things, but doing it a little bit differently, probably more enjoyable. It really depends on the person's nose. Number one reason why I think Mancera has the upper hand on Creed Aventus, and it's none other than this reason. Mancera doesn't have different batches. Okay, different gold batches. When I first found out about the batches, I was like, okay, maybe it's just a few. No, there's many different batches. One is smokier, other one, the smokiness is more dominant, the other one, the pineapple, is more dominant. They both, you get the pineapple first and then the smokiness. One is weaker, one is stronger. It just becomes a headache. Even like going on Googling it, researching it, is so many people are saying this and that and that and this and that. You won't know what you're buying anymore. It's like, what the heck? Is like going to Starbucks for me. It's like, Jesus, so many different options to what you can make the coffee with foam, no foam, all that kind of jazz. It just gets a little confusing. It's just, I just want something like a fragrance. I just want this, you know. But that's not the story with Aventus. It would never be with Aventus. So that's the number one reason why I think Mancera, it could be a better alternative to Creed Aventus. So let's go to number two. The second reason why I think Mancera has an upper hand on Creed Aventus is because it has this fun, bright, the perfect balance of masculinity and playfulness than Creed Aventus. Creed Aventus is like a really dominant, grown fragrance that once you put it on, it's like, I'm gonna take over whatever. I'm not say the world, but I'm gonna take over whatever I want in my future. It's just a very alpha fragrance and that could be a good thing. Now, where it could be a bad thing is that you scare away people. It just brings a lot of into it. So with Mancera being that perfect blend of, I can be alpha, but at the same time it could be very playful. It has that perfect blend, like a perfect balance of both. It's great, and you can, and it's just wonderful. It's just to know that you can it could do both things right. Yeah. So let's get to number 3. Number 3, it's one of the most important take, is the fact that Creed is really, really, really expensive, where Mancera is the third of it. Jesus, the price tag does scare you, especially unless unless you physically know the batch number, what you're gonna get. Kind of scary unless you go to a boutique and they sell that fragrance and they allow you to sample it. It could get a little scary because you don't know what you're buying. With Mancera, because it's just one batch, you know what you're getting, and Mancera only costs like about $78, $80 to start for the small one, and then when it gets bigger, it gets a little bit more. But that's my other thing, is the price point. It's for something that can do the same work as Aventus, paying that hefty tag, that price tag, probably is not too amusing or not too attractive. Plus, I mean, if you buy Mancera, you can actually buy other things. Of course, unless if you're not rich, you can only buy Creed Aventus and probably save your pennies for another time, because you have to pay your bills and stuff like that too. So that was my number 3 reasons. So the number 4 reason, cuatro reason why Mancera kind of has the upper hand on Creed Aventus. It's a more smooth, well-blended juice than Aventus, because Aventus, to many people's or some people's nose, depending on the person's take, it could be a little bit too sharp. It is noted that, of course, a citrus, fruity fragrance is more enjoyable to many people's noses than something of the take of dark, of like a little darker, heavier note. And yeah, regardless of the pineapple, that if you get the straight pineapple one, it doesn't project, well, my skin, it really doesn't project that heavy compared to the smoky batch that I have on my neck. So it kind of dies down, where Mancera actually, it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. It's a constant battle between the smokiness and Mancera, with the pineapple is dying down. It got to the point that it's almost entirely gone. So my number 5, that's 5 reasons. So my number 5 reason why Mancera has the upper hand on Creed Aventus, and it's none other than Mancera is a more tasteful fragrance than Creed Aventus. Yes, what you get a very, Mancera is very complex, because there's a lot of things that you get from it, and it starts with, of course, that fruitiness. It's more creamier. It has that woodiness, muskiness, fresh in the beginning, because right now it kind of has this leather, musky, woody note that I'm smelling when it dries down. But before you get to dry down, you do get it's much creamier. You get the floral note, you get the leather, you get the wood, you get the muskiness, you get the fruitiness, you get the fresh. So it's just a more interesting fragrance to enjoy, to smell. And then once it gets to dry down, it has that similarity to what that smoking batch is, but it does it differently. But it's still good. It's still great. Great overall fragrance. I do enjoy Boise so much. Maybe a little bit more than Aventus, because it has more creativity. In my opinion, it has a little bit more creativity because of the notes that I just mentioned. And what you get from Creed is you get the pineapple, you get the citrus first, and then it just dries down to smokiness, and that's it. Even though it's it complements. Like Creed Aventus, I get a ton when I wear it. I get a ton of compliments. Sarah does too, but nothing to take away from Creed. That's why I don't want any trouble. So what can I say? Thank you guys. Enjoy your day. Peace out. Enjoy your week. Yeah, enjoy your week, please. I don't know why I said please.